Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your November 2022 TarotScopes. It is mind-blowing that this is where we're at, and I have this deep sense of urgency that I can't seem to shift and I can't seem to shake. I've been paying attention over the last couple of days to conversations that I've had with clients, messages that have come through from Spirit when I'm having my consults with clients. And there's definitely the sense of urgency. There's definitely the sense of we need to hurry up, we need to hurry up, we need to hurry up. Now, it's interesting because I sort of check in with Spirit and say, hurry up with what? Like, what are you specifically referencing, or what are you specifically wanting us to do? And the message that keeps coming through is that we momentum is picking up. Okay, we are moving towards a whole new reality. We are moving into very much unknown territory, and I know the future is unknown territory. The future is something we've not experienced or done before, but it's almost like we have been prepared for something big, for something major that is going to take place, a huge shift that is going to happen. And we have a lot of work to do individually and collectively. We have, and this is why Spirit keeps saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, the sense of urgency that's coming through. Because if we don't get our ducks in a row, if we don't sort ourselves out, if we don't allow ourselves to have the understandings that we need to have, we're limiting and restricting ourselves in all we are and all that we do. So when I connect with Spirit and I get the sense of urgency that keeps coming through, it's almost like Spirit to say, we have to do the work. We have to look within. We have to, each one of us have to work on ourselves. Let's stop looking at other people. Let's stop judging other people. Let's stop being critical of other people and what they're doing and how they're doing it. And let's all internalize and let's focus on our own selves and ask ourselves, are you happy with who you are? Have you done the work that you needed to do? Have you processed your trauma, your pain, your hurt from the past? Are you in a place of happiness right now? Are you excited about your future? I mean, these are a lot of questions, and I'm sure a lot of you are going, no, 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 no. And this is the work that needs to be done. We need to get ourselves in a place where we are comfortable, where we are happy, where we are burden-free. Now, let's be completely honest. None of us could ever be burden-free. None of us could ever actually get ourselves into that place where we don't have a worry or a stress, because life is tough, life is hard. But our outlook is shifting. The way that we are perceiving life is shifting. The way that we are behaving and what matters is shifting. But if we're staying in old regimes and old processes, old methods and old systems, we can't progress. So when the sense of urgency comes through, it's like Spirit is saying, it's time to do an upgrade. It's time for you to adjust your methods, your processes, all of those kind of things in order to be fully aligned with the new reality that's coming through for us. I have, on again, so many occasions heard from Spirit that 2023 is going to be massive. 2023 is the reason why we've had the last couple of years that we've had. 2023 is going to just, the way we enter and the way we exit are going to be so radically far apart from each other. I can't actually even put it into words, but we need to understand that it's time to process, to heal, to deal, to unwind, to unpack, to just not carry any of those stresses into the new year. We need to make sure that when we go into 2023, that we are going in ready, open, transparent, excited, enthusiastic, motivated, but we need to leave the past behind because it doesn't serve us anymore. It doesn't serve us any purpose or any function. So very, very interesting. Friends, you're here for your November 2022 TarotScope. So I record this intro. Everybody gets the same intro. So I record the intro once, then I switch the camera around and I give you for your particular zodiac. I just want to show you what cards I'm going to be working with for our TarotScopes this month. My tarot deck of choice is this amazing CS Tarot. CS Tarot is one of my all-time absolute favorite go-to decks. It is what I refer to as my go-to, but it's because it's the original simplified Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. It's like me going back to basics. It's like getting rid of all other people's expectations or other people's ideas or other people's ideals, and just getting back to the core of what tarot is all about. So, and that's why I thought it was so appropriate to use it this month, because this deck speaks a truth that we need to hear. So I'm going to use that CS Tarot for us today. And the Oracle deck that I'm going to work with is the Wisdom of the Oracle. So Wisdom of the Oracle is another very simple Oracle deck. Again, one that carries such strong truth. One that's images are pretty and beautiful, but its messages just sort of get rid of all the clutter, get rid of all the gumph, and just get straight to the point. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to stick to the same format as I used last month, because it's to the point, it's direct. There's not an excess amount of waffle. So the messages may be fairly short. The messages will be surely to the point, and I'm hoping it gives you whatever guidance you need to do the work that you need to do, so that you can clear yourself of burdens and baggage and drama and chaos. As we get closer to 2023, our heart spaces become more open, our minds become more open, and our souls are just ready for whatever the next year has to bring. So friends, I'm going to switch the camera around and let's get started. Right, Virgo, let's get into your reading and see what the month of November has in store for you. We're going to start with this card over here. And Virgo, this card is going to give you your theme for the month ahead. So what does the month of November have in store for you? And here we have Between Worlds, card number 3. Now, it's quite interesting because here we've got full color, and on this side we've got black and white. So it's almost like the card, and you can see our flamingo is moving from one to the other. So moving out of the darkness and into the light, but they're still very much in the middle, still very much in the center of that. And the message that I get from that for you, Virgo, is that, November is, it is the between of your past and your future, the old versus the new. And if you listened, or if you remember what I said in the intro, and I was talking about how we're moving towards such different times, we're moving towards such different energies. This is confirmation that you in particular are at that point where you are in the middle, where you've already started the progress, you've already started the shift, already started the change. And, you are at the moment with one foot here and one foot there. And sometimes that can make you feel a little bit unsteady, uncertain, like unfamiliar, because we're not quite sure. Should we take another step forward, or should we rather go backwards? Should we go back to the familiar, or should we embrace and move towards the new? Should we move towards the new opportunities? And I'm really hoping that you're not going to get afraid and nervous and try and retreat or go backwards, but that you're actually just going to get excited for the color, for the vibrancy, for the excitement of what the future has, and you're going to move forward. So it looks like the whole month of November, though, is this feeling of being with one foot here and one foot there, and feeling a little bit uncertain, a little bit unsteady. I don't know if unsteady is the right word, but November certainly got you feeling a little bit unsure of yourself and a little bit not comfortable with your position. Let's have a look at our first tarot card, and this is the card that's going to give you information around the lessons of the past couple of days, past couple of weeks, past couple of months. So everything that you've experienced and everything that you've been through, what is its lesson? What has it been teaching you? What is the lessons of the past? And Virgo, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So it's about understanding how much is enough. It's about understanding how much you do have and being appreciative of it, but also about understanding how your life purpose and your existence is actually there to make everybody else's life more comfortable, a little bit easier. You are somebody who is truly practical, so down to earth. You don't have too many airs and graces about you. You're somebody who's like, it's either black and white or it's color. There's no gray in between. It's like it's either this or it's that. And that's what the last couple of days, weeks, or months have been teaching you. So if you think about the experiences that you've been through, if you think about the things that you've had to deal with and that you've processed, I'm sure you will start seeing that everything came down to you understanding that your role, the role that you play, the significance of your existence is to support other people, to be supportive of other people, and to put other people's needs, wants, desires before your own. So that's been the lessons. Now, the fact that it's come up as a lesson also means that we are between worlds of moving away from that and into something different. It doesn't mean that you're going to turn your back on people. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be there to support. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be kind and caring and considerate. It just means that your priorities are shifting. Okay? It just means that your priorities are shifting and you're starting to question your life, your situation, your circumstance, and say, what truly matters? Where do I actually want to be? What is truly significant and what is truly important in my life? So I love that for the lessons for you, Virgo. I think that's just absolutely awesome. All right, I'm going to leave that card for last, and I want to come down to the next row, and we're going to start with this card over here. And Virgo, what we have over here with this card is what you need to avoid in the month of November. So as much as we understand that we are between worlds, as much as we understand that our priorities are shifting, but what is something that you need to avoid during the month of November? And we've got the King of Wands. Immediately I get from this card about feeling superior, feeling like you're in control, feeling like you're in charge, feeling like you have all the answers and that you know exactly what's going on. You need to avoid that. So I am going to sort of lean it towards ego. King of Wands is not normally an egotistical card, but in this particular case of avoiding it, and that's where I'm bringing the ego in. That's where my interpretation is coming from. So the King of Wands, he's very confident in himself. He's very confident in his actions. He's very confident in what he's capable of doing. And we need to avoid having that confidence. We need to avoid feeling like we got this, that everything's actually okay, because we're transitioning. And because you're transitioning into something completely unfamiliar, because you're transitioning into something that's unfamiliar to you, something that you're not fully aware of, and something that you don't really know how to, what it's actually going to be about. We need to keep our ego in check, and we need to make sure that we're not feeling super confident, because I can guarantee you'll be knocked off your perch if that is the case. All right, so we need to avoid feeling overconfident. We need to avoid feeling like we've got this all figured out and all in the bag and that everything's great. We need to be, and I also don't want you to go around feeling like incomplete or incapable or, that type of thing. But it's just about, you don't want to just trust and hold and know that everything's going to be okay. You need to make sure that you're in a position of understanding that you're stepping into unknown territory, into unknown experiences, and that you don't really know what to expect. That's where you need to be, and you need to avoid the overconfidence. All right, Virgo. What is something that you need to embrace this month? So what is something that you need to embrace during November? And here we have the change. I love this. So the death card. Death is such a terrible word. It's transition, it's change, it's evolution, it's moving from one state or being into another. Okay, so the death card, and it's something that you need to embrace. It's about understanding and embracing change. Understanding that your life is shifting and changing in a massive way, Virgo, massive. And you need to embrace it. You cannot go backwards. You cannot go back to the familiar. You have to keep moving forward. And look, the bird's moving in that way. The death card, the horse and the rider are moving that way. And both of these are looking at the past, because that's done. It's finished. It's not happening anymore. We are moving forward, and we're moving forward with passion. We're moving forward with enthusiasm. We're moving forward with excitement, because you are currently, during the month of November, you are between the old and the new. So embrace the change. Accept the change. Welcome the change. Look forward to the change. And we're not just talking about a haircut, okay? We're talking big stuff, massive. It's like your perceptions on life are shifting and changing. Your needs, wants, and desires are shifting and changing. Your likes and dislikes are shifting and changing. Those big things that make you who you are, those are the things that are changing. All right. Our next card, Virgo, is something that you need to actively pursue during the month. So where should you be putting your energy? Where should you be putting your attention? And here we have the Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities, new beginnings, stepping through that pathway, stepping through that doorway, and without knowing what's on the other side, without having any expectation, and just trusting and knowing that everything's going to be okay. So, Virgo, it's about embracing new opportunities. It's about bracing situation and circumstances. If somebody says to you, would you like to have an experience? You say, Yes, please. If somebody says to you, would you like to change positions or change circumstances? You nod your head and you say, yes, please, because this is where you need to be focusing your attention and focusing your energies for the month ahead. I love this. Absolutely love this. All right. I have one more tarot card here, Virgo, and this one is just anything else that Spirit feel you need to know. Anything else that Spirit feel that I may have forgotten or neglected or not paid attention to. Any other insight that you need for the month ahead. Let's have a look and see. And we've got the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is telling you to be in control of your emotions. The King of Cups is about understanding how all of this impacts on you emotionally, because we have to understand that at the core of our being, Virgo, you are an emotional person. You are an emotional being. You are somebody who feels deeply, okay? And sometimes change is scary, and sometimes change is daunting, and sometimes we're so nervous and so afraid of change. And it's about acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging how you are reacting and responding and how it's affecting you, okay? So even though we're letting go of this expectation and this confidence, we also need to embrace the emotional aspect of how we are feeling. And again, look at how our king is looking to the future and not looking to the past. Interesting. All right. So Virgo, I have one more oracle card for you. And this is just sort of looking ahead, what's coming up for you, what's next for you, what's next in line for all Virgo energy. And we have a fork in the road. You see? I love this. So here we have, I don't know, what is that animal, a llama. So here we have our little llama, and he's arrived at the signpost, and there's all these arrows saying you can go this way, you can go that way, that way, that way, that way. And the llama has to choose which way to go next. So everything that's happening for you during the month of November is preparing you so that when you get to this place, when you choose, that you make the right decisions and the right choices. Do not assume that you have the information. Do not assume that you know anything about what's coming up for you. Just go with the flow and understand that when you step through, it's a whole new world for you. A whole new world. This is so very exciting, Virgo. And I hope you are excited. I hope you're not having a panic attack at me saying all this change, because it is inevitable. It's going to happen. There's just no stopping it. So you might as well get on board. You might as well embrace it. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for your love and support. I hope you have enjoyed your reading. I hope you have an amazing month of November. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.